Welcome to the 38th episode of the weekly virtual Big B Meetup. Big B Meetup is a community outreach initiative founded in 2018. And in April 2020, the pandemic brought about its virtual edition. It is inspired by the people of Qatar, both local and expatriate, and dedicated to my mother. It aims to inform, to educate, to inspire, and bring communities together. At Big B Meetup, we celebrate International Women's Day every day, just about. And thus, we host two inspirational Arab women, Nadhira Al Harti and Mona Kamal Shahab. Sorry. Ahlan wa sahlan, ladies, and welcome.
أهلا وسهلا فيك. Thank you. شكرا.
You're welcome. Mona, would you like to give us a short, brief introduction about yourself, and then I'll move to Nadhira?
Sure, of course. My pleasure. Bosco, thank you for having us. It's an honor and pleasure. And I look forward to meeting you in person soon, inshallah. In Qatar, hopefully. So a tiny bit about me. It's always hard to talk about yourself. But I'll keep it short and sweet. So I'm a clinical psychologist by profession and an adventurer by birth. I am completing my PhD currently, my toughest ever thus far, I should say.
Hang on. We lost you for a bit, Mona. Can you repeat yourself? We just lost you for a bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Shall I repeat? Okay.
Yeah. Clinical psychologist and
so I'm a clinical psychologist by profession, adventurer by birth. My interest is complex trauma and specifically psychopathology and post-traumatic stress disorders. I'm currently completing my PhD in clinical psychology from Leiden University. My toughest ever thus far, I must say. And I recently moved back home, home being Saudi Arabia.
Oh, lovely, lovely. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Mona. And Nadhira, would you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay. I'm Nadhira Al Harthi from Oman. I'm working in Ministry of Education. I was geographic teacher, and now I'm working with the Omani Scouts and Guides. And so I have master degree also in geography. And I start climbing mountains very soon, 2017. And also I'm country coordinator for GLOBE program, which is this program. It's for science and environment, working with kids and scientists from all over the world.
Wow, you're answering all my questions before I can even ask you, but I'm coming back to you for sure. Thank you so much, Nadhira, and it's an honor. It's a real honor to have you all both here. I've been pursuing Mona to come on the show since last year, over 11 to 12 months, ever since we had the Arabian Adventures program with Mo Altani, and I got to know about Mona, and I said, I need to have this. We need to have these phenomenal women on our show. Mona, I'm as intrigued and interested to know about your clinical psychologist journey as much as you reaching those weathering heights or those peaks. Could you delve more into that? 15. I mean, you're a seven summit. Sorry.
Not yet. So I've, if we're focusing on the 7 summits per se, I have 2 left. Out of the 7 summits. But I believe just like Nani and many other mountaineers, I think we climb just because we love to climb, be it the 7 summits or, a hill, 20 minutes out of the city. But yeah, so I have not completed the 7 summits yet. The first Saudi female who completed the 7 summits is my mountaineer sister, Raham Harrad. She's the first Saudi female to complete the 7 summits. So you asked me about my journey in, is it clinical psychology?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what
I find it very intriguing because I've been to a shrink a couple of times. And I have a program on mental wellness, and it is so important. It's such a big and it's such a big topic, not just now, but it's been there for so long. And it's a taboo topic, which I would like it to be removed from the taboo department. You know what I mean? So we
Me
want
too. Feeling.
exactly. So I mean, of course, I'm deviating here, but just a little bit about that. And because as a mountaineer, you have a voice now.
Mhm.
So you can help people in many ways. So how do you do that?
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, like, so are you asking me about how I delved into clinical psychology, or kind of like my thought on mental health? Just I don't want to.
Your thought on mental health.
My thought on mental health. Well, I mean, I think it's only fair to say that. Well, actually, before I say that, as the World Health Organization states, there's no health without mental health, right? And in general, worldwide, there is a lot of stigma and taboo around mental health, especially in our part of the world. I remember when I came back from my undergrad in 2003. Now people are going to find out how old I am, but that's okay. No shame. Um, like you would rarely hear of anyone going to see a psychiatrist, let alone a psychologist. A lot of people still don't even know the difference. There's nothing wrong with that. We're all here to learn. And then when I came back after spending quite some time in the US after my master's and working there, I started to hear about, like waiting lists. For waiting lists to go see psychiatrists. So as painful as that was for me to hear, I was actually, I know this is going to sound horrible, but it was actually also relieving in a way, because people are starting to reach out. They're realizing that I'm not crazy if I seek help, if I need to go talk to someone, if I need to take medication. And again, not all therapy needs medication. Some does and some doesn't. And in both cases, there's nothing wrong, right? But we all need to take that first step. My area of interest is disorder. In Arabic, it's اضطرابات ما بعد الصدمة. And a lot of us don't know or are not aware that even by witnessing something, let alone it happening to us, that could also be traumatic. And a lot of us just, throw it into the back of our heads and are like, I'm just not going to think about it. I'm going to avoid it.
True.
And that in itself is a post-traumatic stress symptom.
Very
So,
true. It's like a
and
trigger.
sorry?
It's like a trigger.
Exactly, absolutely. So, I mean, I feel that I still owe it to mental health in Saudi. I want to use my voice. I'm not saying that I have a very loud voice or a big voice, but I need to. And especially in Arabic, because there's not a lot of material in Arabic out there on the net. So I do owe it to mental health in my country, hopefully, and the Arab world, to really kind of like help remove the stigma.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm going to move to move to Nadhira and ask her a very generic question, but I'd love her to elaborate on. Nadhira, when, how, and why did you choose to become a mountaineer? Can you give us some insights into that?
Okay. Actually, I didn't choose. Maybe I think the how it's come. It was like it was very weird, maybe, or it's starting in a weird way. As I got inspired by a first Omani man who climbed Everest, and I listen. I think to the signs. I think now I can think that was a sign for me when I met him, when I heard his story, and I was writing about his story and all. That's like it was a sign for me. That's like, okay, there is something for me there in the mountains, because before that I didn't do something professionally in mountains, like I heard to the sign, I heard to my heart, I heard to my mind that I want to start climbing mountains. And actually, I was just thinking about Everest. I want to just do Everest, and that was in 2017 when I met him. So it was that meeting. I remember that. I think was in Ramadan in 2017, And when I just listened to his story, and I told him at the end, okay, I want to climb Everest too, like you. So it's like, why you climbed and I'm not? So if you can do it, so I can do it. And he said, yes, you can. His answer was very simple. So it's like, this is something anyone can do it, if you will believe in yourself, if you will be commitment, if you will be like all that's, values and skills, you are ready to do it. So yes, you can do it. So yes, I I start training 2017. And yeah, alhamdulillah, I did
Alhamdulillah.
it in 2019 with Muna and ladies. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Uh, excuse me for the awkward question, but in during the climb, I mean, you got to know that your mentor had had passed away, and for me, it is so phenomenal to keep carrying on, going up the mountain. That's mashallah fantastic. That shows your mental strength and a never give up attitude. How did you overcome that, Nadira? Because for me, that is your one of your greatest achievements. I would believe, because when I mean, if a bus hits me, and I mean, figuratively speaking, I'm I'm beating them down there. I won't get up. But you went up there, you continued, and you dedicated it to him, your mentor. That is fantastic. How did you do that? I mean, what was going through your mind at that particular those days
Uh,
or these hours?
Actually, yeah, it was hard. It was Muna, she was there, and it was hard for me. And just he died there, and yeah, that was very hard. But at the same time, I think I trained very well for any mentally, yani, things for Everest. He was preparing me for climbing Everest, but I think he prepared me for many things. Any like shock, anything, whatever it will happen on Everest, whatever I will see there. So I think I was prepared, and he did that. Because he pushed me a lot when into the between 2017 and 19 for like any accident, for anything, if I'll success, if I'll failed. So and that was hard, because also after I came back from Amadablam in 2018, I lost also my brother. I think, and on 2019 on Everest, I lost Khaled, so he passed away. So I was thinking that maybe mountains is not like a good sign, or a good something good for me, because since I started doing this, I'm a Diblam, and then Everest, and even now, like I was like when I went again for Amadiblam, it's like I was scared, like I don't want to lose anyone again from anyone I knew. So that was like hard. And even before the last few years in the past, I lost five of my brothers. So it's like it's very hard, it's like losing your family. They passed away
Yeah.
one after one. And then my friend, and he was like my mentor. He was close to me. So that's, yes, was not easy, but it was not a reason to stop, was not a reason to give up. And yeah, and I did that for him also, and for Oman, and for my family.
Mashallah, fantastic. I love your retort. Yeah. So maybe I not done my homework properly. So did you climb Mount Amadablam twice?
No, I attempt 2008
Okay.
18, and I didn't summit.
Okay. That's another topic I've spoken to Mo about, and I remember he had gone. He tried when he went to Aconcagua and he didn't summit, and he came the second time. So how was that feeling? When you don't summit one, and then when you summit, there are two different kinds of feelings. I believe it's because when
Okay,
I tried to.
I don't have that's a lot experience, because this is only my two summit. I submitted Everest, was my first one,
Wow.
and then 2021 I submitted Amadablam. So this is the only peaks I did. But in 2018, I accepted that because it was my first like real experience on mountains, and I was, I did my best like to summit, but I didn't. So I accepted because I was like a beginner, and I don't have enough experience for like climbing big mountains, tough mountains. So, but when I came back to Oman, I start training very hard, harder than before, because I said I couldn't summit Amadablam how I will do on Everest. And now I did it again, but then I said, okay, I want to give it again a chance, like for myself to go back and do. And Amadablam, it's a beautiful mountain, and I think everybody wish and anyone want to climb Amadablam for many different reasons, because it's technical, because it's a beautiful, because each one have different reasons. But I think
True.
it's like a goal for all mountaineers.
I think just recently or last year, a Qatari gentleman, mountaineer Fahad had climbed
Fahad, yes.
Ahmad. Yeah,
I
I
was with
remember.
Fahad and from Qatar, and Sharif from Masr. We were three Arabs
Oh,
there.
lovely. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. That's nice. Yeah, lovely. Moving, let's move to Mona and uh, have a few questions for Mona here. Mona, I love like that you climb for a cause every time. Can I love that's a fantastic humanitarian deed. Can you list some of the causes and why? Because at Big B Meetup, it is etched in our DNA to promote and create awareness of non-profit organizations and community initiatives. So when we pre-COVID, when we had physical Big B meetups, we always had a speaker from a local non-profit organization from different sectors in Qatar. So
Sure.
can you?
Yeah, sure. So Bosco, I mainly climb for two causes. Mainly cancer treatment, just because it hits too close to home. I've lost some very close members and friends to cancer. And the second one, which is extremely close to my heart, is education for refugees or anyone in need, because I truly believe that education is a basic right.
Absolutely.
And if all else fails, one will always have his or her education. So these are kind of like the two causes that I hold very close to my heart. And yeah, if I think about it, those are the two main ones. The last one being, on Everest, it was actually an extra special cause, because I basically was climbing to help raise funds for children in need in Egypt to be change agents in their community. And it was this initiative was under the organization of a late friend of mine, the late wife of Umar Samra, the first Egyptian to summon Everest and the 7 summits, and actually the Grand Slam. And just to add to that, he had asked me to take his late wife's Marwa's ice axe with me to the summit. And of course, it weighed so much, mentally and in a positive way on me, because, yes, of course. We were supposed to climb, Marwa and I were supposed to climb Aconcagua back in 2014 together, the end of 2013. And she had passed after giving birth to her child. So speaking of mountains that you don't go back to, just like Mo, I attempted Aconcagua in her memory in 2014, and I didn't summit. And by far, that probably was one of the toughest moments on a mountain, where you have to turn around when you're actually climbing in someone's memory, in a friend's memory. So anyway, fast forward 2017, I summited Aconcagua, but that's not the topic. But so yeah, so climbing, carrying Marwa's ice axe on Everest for an initiative under her charity just kept me going. It's like just a marathon. When you're running a marathon and you hit that wall at kilometer 30 or 35, you need that push. You need that, like that, just like that push to get you through. And for me on the mountain, it's either the cause or the fact that I'm not climbing alone. I have a huge support system, be it home, be it worldwide, that's climbing with me.
Fantastic. That's an awe-inspiring story, actually. I have a question for the audience here. Could you name the 7 summits? It's easy peasy, because if these women can summit the 7 summits, or at least most of them, can you name the 7 summits? Let me see, guys. A
Make
question
us
for you.
proud.
Pardon?
I'm just saying, make us proud, people.
Yeah, absolutely, yes, absolutely. It is magnificent and magnanimous to do things for charitable causes. And who do you look up to, Mona, as in general, as a mountaineer, as a person in your life?
As cliche as this is going to sound, Bosco, I look up to, honestly, most of the people I cross paths with, because I truly believe that there's something to learn from every single person we encounter. But the people that I really look up to are my clients and my patients who, despite everything that they've been through, I worked a lot with refugees and undocumented people when I was in the Netherlands. Despite, they're stripped from everything, they're in a new country, some of them have no papers, and yet they're able to wake up, smile, be productive, come to therapy, and truly believe that things will get better.
Wow,
So I think that would be my answer.
that's lovely. Nadhira, you mentioned a bit about the GLOBE program. Could you elaborate a bit about the GLOBE program to our audience here? I'd love to know more about what is the GLOBE program and what do you do there with them?
Okay. Uh, Actually, it's one of the programs. I think it's helped me to get many different experience, and I'm still working with them, and it's actually I love working with them with the Globe. It's about students. And or to build a community from the with the scientists and teachers and students. So the main mission for them is to collect data about the environment, like about hydrology, atmosphere, soil, land cover, and they are working also with NASA, and they are the sponsors by NASA. And there is an students from all different from most of the countries, I think, in the world. I think 125. So the whole students, they are working together. They are collecting this data, and they doing research after that from this data. And there is a website for them. It's a globe.gov. I'm the country coordinator since 2013. I traveled a lot because of Globe program to visit different countries, students, schools, how they are working, what the research is they doing. And the one of them, the one of the best, it was climbing Mount Kilimanjaro
Oh,
with the
wow.
students. And we went there with students and teachers and community from Oman. We were 15, and that's like was my first like I know I touched the mountains. I didn't summit Kilimanjaro, and most of the students they didn't, but they did very well. Some of them they did. They summited, so they got tired, and but they did well. That's it. That was in 2015. And I saw how kids they have more energy than us. If Because I saw as adults, if we'll get tired, we'll stay tired till next day. But for them, they will get sleep and they will wake up next morning. It's like nothing happens. All that's tired is like gone. They want to woke up as fresh, and they want to start again. And they were happy with everything, and it was like a mom for them. I check if they they are brushing their teeth and they are eating well, and because I was responsible for all of them. So it was actually like 9 days on a mountain. But I think for most of them, they still remember me. They still texting me. Some of them, they are in
Wow.
medical school in
Wow.
Oman, or out of Oman on scholarship. So they call me auntie. So
So
and
sweet.
yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy how to stay in touch with the students, and that's because I'm working in Ministry of Education. That's like part of my
Yeah.
work.
Again, Nadira, you're, I don't know if this is telepathy, because you're answering. My next question is going to be, you were a teacher before this.
Yeah,
How was that role, and what did it teach you? Because my mom, my late mom, was a teacher before she came to Qatar and worked in the telecommunications company in Qatar. But she was a teacher for over 10 years in Bombay. But when she
yeah.
came to Qatar after her marriage, she became a secretary, you know? So she
Mhm.
changed her role. So I can see some synergy there. Uh, how did can you give us some information about how was it like being a teacher, and what did you learn from them? As that role.
Okay. I've been a teacher for only 4 years, and I taught secondary school. Even like the school I was teaching with, it was like far away from Muscat, where I live, about like more, I think 1 hour. So I was driving for 4 years, driving for 1 hour and back from Muscat to
Wow.
the other place, yeah, where I was teaching. But I saw, you don't know how it's, there is an energy in the schools, like with like a stand up every morning with like maybe hundreds of students, girls, and it's like they are full of life, they are smiling, joking, running, and like we are looking after them. It's like actually I enjoyed. And now still there is many of my students, they keep talking with me on Instagram, and they found me. I said, okay, we find you. Are you the same Miss Nadira? She taught us on geography for a few years. You are the same one climbing Everest? I told them, yes, this is the same one, Nadira. So
That's
yeah, I'm happy now. I saw some of them, they already like, they are working, they are moms, they have
mashallah.
PhD. Some of them, they are
Wow.
in different positions. And actually last 2019, after Everest, one of my students, she was like interviewing me for in a speech. It was an event, and she was the one I was told. I told her, don't tell them that I was their teacher. They will think I'm old. Yeah,
Wow. That's lovely. This is a question to a question to both of you all, actually, and it's something I've noticed in many adventurers, 7 summiters at least, is where do you get the humility gene from? Where is the you all are so humble, like just now, Nadira, you said, I didn't summit. Some people want to hide their failures, but I don't see that in you, nor in Mona. So where do you get this humility gene? And because I would like people to get that gene, when many people need that gene, instill like the COVID vaccine back into them,
I like the way you put it, Bosco. But before I answer that, I actually just want to divert back to Nadira, because I think if you think about what Nadira just said, Nadira attempted Amadablam in 2018. She didn't summit. She attempted Kilimanjaro 2015. She didn't summit. Nadira's first summit was Everest. I think
Whoa.
Nani, like, really, this goes to tell that, what, quote unquote, when there's a will, there's a way. If I want something, if I put in the work, if I'm disciplined enough, and if I believe in myself, the sky's the limit, and even beyond, beyond the sky. It just hit me right now, Nani, literally, that your actual first summit is Everest. Tony استوعب. Like, I just want to say it loud and clear,
Wow.
like
I'm
the
getting
roof of the
goosebumps.
world. Tony
Mashallah,
استوعب,
yeah.
Nani. Sorry, it just hit me right now. Wow,
Wow. Do you have
respect.
anything to say, Nadira? Can you say something here? Because this is a wonderful thing that Mona has said about you.
Yeah, yeah, I think as Muna, she said that, if you want something and it's in your mind, you will do it. We can do it even from the it's not from the first time, and you keep going there until you get it. So and I was believing that Everest, I was doing everything for Everest. I was running for Everest, I was swimming for Everest, I went to Amadablam first time for Everest.
Wow.
So I failed in many things before Everest, but alhamdulillah I did Everest.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Uh, I've got so many questions, but I don't want to exhaust you all with all these questions because I have not an ulterior motive. I have a bigger motive here, Nadira and Mona. I'd like to invite you all next year or later this year, but maybe actually next year for International Women's Day. I would like you all to headline an event in Doha. No, let me take that back. I will not use the word headline because even when I wanted to give you all titles for this event, Mona said, "I don't want titles." And if I climb halfway to Mount Everest, I would say, "Can you put a title there? Climb halfway." you know. So I think I need that COVID vaccine myself
Bosco,
first.
Bosco, speaking of humility, I'm sure we all three of us and everyone watching agrees that the world would be a far more better place with less titles, with less egos, and
Yeah,
just to simply be ourselves, be raw, be real, be
yeah,
authentic, just be comfortable in our skin,
true.
you know?
But
So
you,
that was the reason behind the no title thing.
yeah, that's so nice. I learned so much from you, Mona, in the past few days. Trust me, even
You're
just the
being
just texting with you.
you're
You
being
know,
extra generous. You're showering me with more than I deserve, Bosco.
no,
But
no,
thank
no.
you.
But coming to it, I'm putting you on the spot here again. You didn't complete. Where did you get the humility gene from?
Oh yes. Look, I must say, I owe it to my father. My father, I actually say it in that's my answer. I basically got the humility gene from my father. I mean, growing up, I'm very close to my father, and I used to go out with him to like buy fruit and vegetables, and I would
Oh,
just see the way he would interact with people. And I look very much like my father. So when I was younger, they used to call me in Arabic the little doctor. My father's a doctor.
oh, how sweet.
So so yeah, I think my father plays a big role in that. But then also, again, I'm going to sound repetitive, but it's also the people that you cross paths with, especially on trips like, anything related to nature. The people you cross paths with, the struggles that others are going through, yet, you know, the smile never parts their faces. Like in Nepal, when we trek through the villages, everyone's so welcoming, everyone is so happy. The smile just like is literally carved, in their faces, and yet some of them have the bare minimum and very little. So it's yeah, I don't have this one answer in terms of like the humility gene or humanitarian gene, whichever one you want. But my father definitely has played a big role, and I think it's just the people I've crossed paths with. I mean, I've been showered and blessed, to come across some of the most inspirational and amazing people. So I owe it to them, I must say.
That's fantastic. Uh, Mona, I mean, sorry, Nadira, would you like to elaborate on your genealogy or genealogy as it's called, or where do you get
Um,
your? I
I
mean,
I don't know. I think this is like, I think it's on us. I think we've born on all these genes, but maybe with the time, with I don't know how, what we like when we are like, I don't know. It's like maybe there is many different reasons it's become to change us. Maybe difficult times, maybe I don't know, different situations. But I think it's on us. It's in all our genes. Like it's not something special for different people than others, but how we are dealing with this, how we are showing this to others, how we use this when we are like every day, like how we talk, how we speak, how we telling people our stories, how we share everything. So yeah, and I think in my community, like Omanis, I think most of the Omanis we are same. I think this is something similar between all of us, because I keep like hearing this from many people. They talking at the same thing from all most of Omanis. Like I think we're still living in a community that they have all this. They keep it even as a traditions, like as our ways how to live, how to treat each other.
Yes, very true. I don't want to sound biased, but yes, Omanis are one of my
I,
favorite. Yeah.
I agree.
Oh,
The most
wow.
humble,
Yeah.
the sweetest, the most generous, the most hospitable. I agree, Nani, all the way.
Very
And
true.
thank
Yeah.
you.
I'd like to do a shout out here for many of the guests who have, I mean, many of the audience, because today we have uh, audience from Berlin. This is Michael Zeman. He is the biggest Bayern Munich fan in the world. He's he watches. I mean, he actually flies to nearly every game. He was here earlier this year when they played the final of the Club World Cup, and he's been a Big B meetup. He's been on the show. He's been a guest with me. Yeah, on talking about football. Then we've got people coming in from Canada and many other places who have tuned in, who not I wouldn't say zoomed in, but they believe in Be Live TV, hopefully, or Big B Meetup. Yeah. So I would like at this juncture, I'd like to say, this is something I've coined last year when we had the Arab Adventurers physical Big B Meetup. I said this at altitude. The right attitude takes you to the right altitude, and you definitely have that in y'all, both of y'all. Would you like to elaborate a bit about how you created this attitude, Mona? Getting a bit of a drag here.
Nani, do you want to go first?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know how to talk about this. It's like talking about myself. So
That's why I'm diverting to you.
Oh, really? I thought that was a good question, actually. If you
but
all don't want to,
it's not necessary if you have a good attitude to go a higher altitude. Sometimes even if you want good attitude, you will go higher.
mashallah.
So because
I like that answer. I like that answer.
some
I'm
people they are
learning.
strong enough to do everything. They can control their attitude. They cannot control the attitude, but they can like control everything around them, so they can go as they thinks it will go as they want. So they can make it. So it's not necessary.
This is the teacher gene in you, or you beat them to pulp and make sure they have the right attitude.
But I see what Nani's saying, right? But I also do agree with this. There is truth to the statement, because it's again, it's what you kind of what we it's what we kind of like. We have a goal, you have an aim, you work towards that aim or that goal. So it's what we truly believe in. And I choose to have a bad day. I can also choose to have a good day. I could wake up on the wrong side of bed, and yeah, let's face it, I'm not going to have a great day, but it's in my control and in my power to shift that and change that. So having a positive attitude can go a long way. That's just my two
That's
cents.
lovely. That's lovely. I've started this a couple of episodes earlier, and it went pretty well. I hope I'm not shooting myself in the foot here. But so what I do is I give you all an opportunity to be the host of the show. You can ask either one or two questions, either to myself or the other person. So Nadhira, you're hosting the show right now. Just don't plug me out of the program, but just be careful. So would you like to ask either Mona or myself a question, or both?
Okay, we'll ask you why you choose me and Muna for this episode.
Oh, that's a lovely, lovely question. Well, actually, to be very frank with you, I've chosen you all both because I've been looking at the Instagram pages, okay, and I learned so much about y'all, and I said I must have these two people on the program. Yeah, that's a generic answer, but also it's the humility that y'all exude, and it's so easy to approach. Although y'all have reached such great heights, cliche, but that's the reason actually.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mona, would you care to be so kind as to host Big B Meetup for a sec?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I will. And I have a question for both of you.
Oh,
And I do not take credit for this question. So this is basically copyrighted from Anas Bukhash, who is an Emirati phenomenal human being, literally human, I should say,
human,
who has a
human.
show called AB Talks. So, Nani, I'm going to ask you first. Nadhira in one word.
Nadhira.
Nadhira, that's very true.
Oh,
And Nadhira,
you'll have
what
you'll have
does Nadhira mean in English? Just so for
yeah,
the audience, what does
yes,
Nadhira mean?
My name?
Yeah.
Okay, it's me. بقولش بالعربي. It's
yeah,
mean
sure.
البنت المنظورة من بنات قومها، يعني اللي مثلا المجموعة مع القبيلة أو اللي هي فيها تكون هي البنت المميزة أو اللي ظاهرة أو اللي عليها العين أو شيء كذا يعني.
Okay. So basically, Nadhira said her answer is Nadhira, her name, and of course it has a beautiful meaning in Arabic, and it basically means in English, I think you can say the distinguished one, or the one that's been picked out of the group for all the positive characteristics that she has. Beautiful
Wow,
answer.
I know,
Bosco.
very nice answer. I'm churning something in the back of me.
Bosco in one word.
Wow, one word. I would say impromptu.
Impromptu.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, this is wonderful. So quite a few people have tuned up today. I'm very pleased. There is Sabika Shaban. She's Canadian Pakistani, and she has been on a show with her with her daughter. Sorry, last year when I celebrated Garangao, the first ever COVID Garangao. You know what Garangao is? Of course, it's a GCC wide program. I mean, during Ramadan. With the halfway mark of Ramadan, we have the children come along.
Yeah.
I'm not pronouncing it probably.
Okay, it's have different names in Arab countries.
Yeah. So I've lived in Qatar since I was a child for over 40 years. So I grew up. It's my little Ramadan Christmas. Like a jingle bell, but it's during Ramadan. So we used to go around getting sweets. It's fantastic. And that was nice. Thank you, Sabika, for tuning in.
Bosco, can we take one question from the audience, because I feel people are asking, but we're really ignoring them, and I don't want to.
Yeah, actually, I'm not ignoring them because I have my own questions. I'll ask them. Hey, y'all get them on your show next time, okay? No, I'm just kidding. No, let's take a question. Nadhira and Mona, any one moment that you actually relive everything you think of, the mountains you all have summited, and any tips to those sitting at home who dream of climbing a mountain? Hang on, let me read that question from Geraldine again. Nadhira and Mona, any one moment that you actually relive everything you think of, the mountain, you think of the mountains you all have summited. I think every time you think of. Any tips to those sitting at home who dream of climbing a mountain? Wow. Don't sit, stand. Yeah.
So, Nadhira, go ahead.
Okay, I will answer the next part, the second part. So I will say, if you want to climb mountains, just train hard. This is the only advice, I think. train hard, and you will get it. Yeah.
Okay.
And to add to what Nani said, take that first step. You know, that first step could literally be picking up the phone and asking a friend, listen, I have this crazy idea. I wanna head to Kilimanjaro. Are you in? Take that first step, you know, like whatever it may be it training, be it changing something in your nutrition, finding your support system, just take that first step. And just going back to the first question, honestly, I think every single climb or every single adventure has, you know, something special about it. So there isn't this one mountain that just keeps, you know, that plays in my mind. It's every single one is special in its own way.
Yeah. Let's take this question from Munich, from Michael Zeman. Nice to listen to ladies and respect whatever you have done. Yeah. How long is the training and what do you do there before you climb on a mountain? Yeah. I don't think so. There are mountains in Germany. Not really high ones.
Oh, they have the Alps. They have the range of the Alps in Germany.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Nadhira, would you like to answer that question?
Okay, I think for training part, I'm lucky that I'm living in Oman, as we have like mountains. It's around me, like from everywhere. So I can train, like go hiking even after work. So yeah, I'm lucky, and my training for Everest, it took like 2 years.
Wow.
From I decided to climb, and then 2019. But it was a very hard training, and I start like the main thing I was doing was hiking, was running, and strengthening muscles and climbing. That was the main thing. And then I was running like for long distance. Then my knees started hitting me. So now I almost like I didn't stop, but I'm not doing long distance. So I'm swimming now. I'm swimming a lot than before. So that's what I'm doing. Like that's how I'm preparing myself for mountains. I think any mountains, even Amadablam, I was doing the same thing.
Wow. You
So
want to
I'm
answer?
gonna say,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, watch out, Oman, for the next
Yalla.
Omani speaker. Watch out, Oman.
Yeah, actually,
Sorry.
yeah. That's a nice one. There's one question from all the way from Canada, yeah, from Claire Rose. How do young people not give in to fear when there's so much uncertainty in the world? Okay, that's generic, but yeah, why not? My young students are worried. Oh, there's a teacher, yeah, Claire Rose, yes. Nice
Nani,
question.
since she's a teacher, would you like to answer?
I was like long time Muna, so خلاص. We can answer it.
Okay. Oh,
I think an important thing, you know, or do you want to move to another question?
no. Michael has retorted quickly. He's like, oh, okay, I'm just putting it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I thought. We have the Alps. Exactly. So, in terms of, you know, yeah, I mean, we do live in a world of uncertainty, and it's not only, you know, it's not only your students. Trust me. I mean, I myself am like, I have so many. All the what ifs keep on kind of like, you know, like floating in my mind, and I think it's just breaking things down and setting, you know, small goals, taking that first step, celebrating that first step, and then celebrating every step after that. You know, I'll just my one of my kind of like statements before Everest was, or when I was on Everest, was, may we each find our own Everest.
Yeah.
My Everest in May 2019 was to do my very best, and if I can, reach the roof of the world. My Everest today was to finish analysis for my PhD that's driving me up the wall. My Everest tomorrow will be to climb, like, you know, stairs, because I'm training for, hopefully, a mountain soon to come. So it's just, you know, setting small goals and working towards them, rather than always thinking big goals, like long term. Short term, small, short and sweet.
Wow. I've been meaning to ask you all both before I forget. Have you all ever considered writing a book, or you all already books have been published? Because you guys look like authors all the way. I mean, you'll have so much to talk about.
For me, yes, it's on the process. I mean, process that's like typing only. So
That's a step. Now. That's a step.
yeah, I
Yeah.
have a lot of book notes. I was writing everything from the beginning, and this was my friend Khalid. He advised to document everything and write everything. So I have like many notebooks. So now I'm typing, and I already talked one of the Omani writer, and then she will take all these notes and she will it's like rewrite it again in different way.
Oh, lovely. And what about you, Mona?
Bosco, I love playing with words, and
I can
I
see that.
definitely.
I've noticed.
I'm sorry.
I can see that. I've noticed.
And I definitely want to write a book. I don't know if it's going to be about me specifically. I think I'll keep it as a surprise, but
Okay. Love it.
hopefully yes. I'm nowhere
Yeah.
close close to where Nani is in terms of typing, but I do journal a lot, so there's a lot in
Lovely.
there.
Lovely.
One day, hopefully.
Yeah, because I can see that
Inshallah.
they're lovely souls. People need to know about you all. I would go one step further and say, is there a Netflix movie coming out? Nobody's answering.
We're not we're not sure about Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay.
We're not sure about Netflix, but hopefully there is a documentary that will be coming out, inshallah.
Fantastic. Lovely. Yes, Samantha, she's the young lady who's been to Machu Picchu. Remember, I told you that you look Inca in the picture? She's the girl who's been to Machu Picchu. Yeah, that's lovely.
I cannot wait to visit, Samantha. Machu Picchu is definitely on my list. Peru is on my list.
Yeah, wow. So, Mona, since not everybody's answered that question, what are the among the 7 summits? What are the summits have you been to, and what was your greatest euphoria you felt? Which one?
So the summits that I have been to, I've been to Kilimanjaro, Elbrus, Aconcagua, Vinson, and Everest. I still have Karstens and Denali. And I know
Oh.
someone had mentioned 4, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember who it was, but I remember reading it. So
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, Bosco, each every journey is special in its own way. Kilimanjaro will always be a very special mountain because that's where I exchanged vows with the mountains. I fell in love with the mountains.
Wow.
But again, I mean, it's the people, it's the people you cross paths with, the experiences. Each mountain, whether I summited or did not summit, like just has a very special place. It's hard to choose.
That is a Monaism. Can I call that a Monaism? Exchange vows with the mountains.
Yeah, you can definitely use it.
Yeah, I shouldn't be gregarious here or anything, but I call myself a lyrical gangster, but I think you're the lyrical gangster here because you are wonderful with
I
lyric
don't think
words.
I top you. I don't think I top you, Bosco.
No. Talking of top me, I haven't been to any. I've not even been to a plateau, or maybe a couple of plateaus in India, in Goa, and in Maharashtra, in India. Have you all been to? You all have been to the Himalayas, of course, but have you all been down to any other place in India? Because I'm a proud Indian. You get Indians a dime a dozen, but
I've been to India. I love India. I love Indian cuisine, and I have yet to visit India again. Nani, have you been?
Yes, but not for climbing or for mountains.
Yeah, me too.
oh, okay.
Not climbing or mountain. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So I'm just getting my vocal cords ready because I'm planning to sing a song with Mona here with just 3 verses, maybe just 3 lines, but a little later. I'm just trying to get the verses. Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Guys, we have a few more minutes, and I would like to actually put this on record and say, because we got more people on board here, we are planning to invite Mona and Nadhira to Doha with Huna, the beautiful, fantastic group of women from Oman who are supporting Omani adventurers and Omani women. Noor al-Huda is my contact there. Thank you, Noor. To Doha for a humanitarian Big B meetup next human empowerment. Mona corrected me there. She gave me a better word. Yeah. And I'd like to invite you all both. Yeah. We will fine tune the date and the time. In a couple of weeks or months, and so hopefully we can get you all here. And I think we can actually say goodbye. But before that, I'd like Mona and Nadhira to give us your message of love and peace to our audience, to the world. Yeah. Nadhira, would you like to
Okay, yes.
give it the first shot?
I will say thank you first for you to having me with you, and
Humility, Jean.
it's sometimes I feel that like people, it's like they are feeling already boring, like listening to me like many times.
No.
But it's like no, I saw how it's important sometimes, like it's worth it, how it's important to talk to people, because that's how I got inspired first time. So inshallah, I hope someone who is listening to us now or later on to also to get inspired for anything they want, and for anything they are looking for whatever, in sport, in climbing mountains, working, business, teach, whatever it will be. Just I want to say also that let's believe in us, in what we can do. That's Allah create us with a lot of skills and abilities, and still we don't know about it. So let's use this and let's discover it through different experience, and be open-minded for many new experience. Don't just not just say I don't know this. Nobody invited me. Nobody telling me. I know, or I just um, stay in my comfort zone. So, and there is many different comfort zone. That's what I discovered now. It's not just being in adventure. That's not only the way to be out of comfort zone. Even like how we are thinking, this is being out of our comfort zone, and that is more difficult than what we are doing. I mean, activities. Yeah, give yourself a chance to do new things different times. So, and then at the end you will discover what you love, you discover what you want, and work hard for what you want, for your dreams, because it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Just like, and be strong. Yeah, and you will get it, inshallah.
Nadhira, fantastic message. Mona, your turn, please.
I echo exactly what Nadhira said. I don't think I could have said it any better. Especially the part where Nani focuses on comfort zones. Comfort zone does not necessarily mean, physically, stepping out of my comfort zone, but it's also mentally, when we kind of like, when we allow or give ourselves the time and space to get to know other people, from different countries, from different cultures, from different religions, from different, socioeconomic statuses, education, they teach us all about tolerance, all about humility, all about acceptance. So let's take that first step, whatever it may be. Celebrate it. Celebrate each and every single step after that. And most importantly, we tend to say no to things that we think we don't like before even trying them. Try it. You never know. And it's okay to get into discussions that might make us feel uncomfortable, because that's how we learn. We agree to disagree. A lot of us say it, but we don't really implement it, right? So I truly hope that I myself and all of us can be more open, more tolerant, more giving, and we learn that from one another. So go on an adventure, climb that mountain, climb that hill, go diving, go running, pick up something that you've never thought you would do. And I can assure you, you'll look back and be like, wow, I actually it feels good. I did something.
Lovely. I love that message.
And most importantly, be gentle and kind to yourselves and to others, because we tend to forget sometimes we're kind to others and we forget ourselves, or sometimes we're a little too kind to ourselves and we forget others. So I will leave you with be gentle and kind.
Very nice, very nice. And I'm going to leave you both with, and everybody else with a little quick song, which is Marvin Gaye's "Ain't No Mountain Higher." So,
Yeah.
ain't no mountain higher, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough. That's all that I can go. Yeah, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mona, and thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Nadhira.
Thank you,
And
Kosovo.
we're not done. We're not done yet because you guys are gonna come to Doha, inshallah. Yeah.
Inshallah.
And I'd like to thank all the audience, the whole audience, for tuning in this time. This has been a work in progress for a year. I'm so happy now. I can rest assured. And thank you once again, Mona and Nadhira. And
Thank you.
Ma salama.
Ma salam.
Ahlan.
Thank you.